Well, hello my fellow car modelers. How are you doing today? I found a missing project. Normally I would put this in my Luka's unbuilds, but I thought I'd bring this onto the regular show. It's crazy with all the kits that I have up on the wall. I thought I had this AMT 67 Camaro kit, but I don't have this AMT 67 Camaro kit. So let's look inside this box. And we have a neat surprise that I've been looking for about 8 years or longer. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. You see that? Oh, I am so happy to have found this model. This is a special one. It is a Chevelle wagon drag car. Let's see, the other side has wheels, I hope. Oh, yes. Look at that. How cool is this? This has got so many things on it that mean a lot to me. Let's see, is there anything else in there? There's the steering wheel floating around. We're going to take a quick look at this thing. I have this thing I want to do. Oh, darn it. Let's see, will that go back on? I have this thing I want to do that is 2025. I am going to complete a bunch of builds, and this has got to be one of them. It's really not that far from being done because it's just going to be a curbside. As many of you might know, I had a resin company before, and when I started this new resin company, Luka Products, I had a company called Decals Scale Resin Specialties, and I was producing this Chevelle wagon. This is a super special build or a project, or well, the project is special, but the resin body is very special to me. I'm not going to disassemble this right now, but you can see what I was going for. The interior, I even flocked. Can you see in there? Let's grab an auxiliary light, and can I get this to shine in there so you can see? Can you see that? I flocked the interior. Oh, it's hard. Sorry, folks. I hope it comes out. There we go. I even got carpeting in there. But the interior, I actually used that I mixed up when I worked at a paint shop years ago. That is GM Artesian Turquoise Metallic, which is one of my favorite 60s colors. And it just so happened I've just bought some more from MCW Finishes. I love that color. But shooting the base coat, which gives you a flat sheen and everything, I shot the color on the interior. And somewhere I've got tucked away somewhere a bench seat that I made for this, and it's painted that color, and I don't know where the bench seat is. I saw it fairly recently. It's got to be around here somewhere. We'll find it. This resin body, it was one that I had always wanted to purchase many years ago. And for those of you who know Drag City Castings, and I did this video right there on Drag City Castings and Ed Fluck Jr. When Ed was getting his resin company up and running after his father passed away, Ed Fluck, who had F&F Resins. He was just going to take over F&F Resins, but then he decided to just do his own thing. And at the beginning, he was going to bring back his father's Chevelle wagons. And I had always wanted to purchase one of these because I am a wagon fan, and pretty much the Chevelle wagons are my favorite. Well, he was going to produce them, and then he decided he wasn't. So I contacted him. And this is where I first met Ed. On the phone, I asked him, what he was going to do with these. He said he decided he wasn't going to produce them. So I asked him if we could work out a deal that I could buy the master and the rights to produce this. And he thought about it, and we talked on the phone, and he graciously made a wonderful deal for me, and I was able to produce many of these after that. So this is mastered by Ed Fluck Sr., and I produced this kit for a long time. I have recently, in the past year, I had to discontinue it. Mold was just getting old, and I just don't want to make a new mold at this time of it. I have plans of actually making a whole new master of the Chevelle wagon. Going to kind of update this, because this was basically done off. I'm tired of holding this wheel. This was basically done off of the old AMT 69 El Camino. And if you go ahead and watch Chris Martin's and mine show right there, Model Car Genealogy, you will find the whole story behind the AMT Chevelles. The El Camino was one that was done back in 69, and it shared a lot of the parts to all the AMT Chevelles that we've gotten to know real well. Up until the 90s, when they did a completely new tool of the 68 El Camino, which the 68 El Camino is very different from the whole line of Chevelles that AMT did back in the 70s on up to even now with the John Wick car that recently came out. Same old toolings. That's what this is based off of. I want to do a new one of these that's going to be based off of the more up-to-date and the dimensions of the 68 El Camino that has been out since the 90s. But I did this resin body for a long time. I started this model, I want to say probably about 12 years ago is thing. And you see Model Car Mafia, right? A lot of you think that, well, we're kind of like in our third year of the Model Car Mafia that I put videos up, which is a full-on club. But that came from something long time ago that was started with my good friend Frank Bennett, who I've talked about, who was an amazing painter who passed away about 8 years ago, and my good friend Dave Bell, the Don. You guys have met him on those videos. And we had a little gathering that we would just get together once a month, a little build session over at Dave's house. We'd have a little cookout and just have a good time. And we did a lot of buddy builds and had a good time with that little thing. So back then, I was basically building this model as a tribute to the three of us. And as you see, I named the car Bennett, Conti, and Bell. And then I would put little things like Frank's Custom Paint and Dave's Speed Shop, and then Matt's Service Center. It was all just to honor the three of us and what we used to do back in those days. Just good buddies building models. And over a couple of moves, I put this in that Camaro box and didn't label it and lost the model before I could get it finished. So I want to get back to this. I guess I got a few paint issues right here, but it's hard to see, but I actually ghost flamed it, and I don't think you can see the ghost flames. They used to be a lot more prominent. I remember I thought I put a little bit too much pearl in there, but how I did is I masked off with a ghost mask. I think I just did it on these fenders. Let's see the other side, see how it looks. Can you see? No, you can't see the ghost flame. And I did a kind of a aqua pearl to match the interior, and I put it in some clear, and I shot those ghost flames, and I haven't cleared over them yet. If I can get, you can kind of see the ridges. I really had hoped I got that ghost flame effect a lot better. I love white race cars. I always envisioned if I ever had a stock Eliminator car or a super stock car, which, yeah, I kind of got some big slicks in there, but I think this is depicting a stock Eliminator car or something. Yeah, it would be white. I just love white race cars. That is pretty much where I'm going with this. Let's take a look. What do we got in the back there? Got more. I used to make my own decals a lot. I don't have the programs that do it anymore. I kind of miss that. What does that say? Oh, shite handles. Oh, okay, brake service. Oh, shite handles, brake service. A little Irish shop over there. Oh, gosh. Oh, I got some of my friends on there. Oh, I even have Andy on there as a special thanks. And then I've got Andy's Hobby Head. Oh, look at that. And the Model Car Mafia. Yeah, I made all the decals. I did this. I think I've done a video on how to create that gold leafing effect. It's all done by hand painting. I made the decal of the black outline, and then I hand painted inside there. It's a neat effect. It works pretty good. I didn't come up with it. I read it in Scale Auto. I think someone did a how-to, and I tried it out, and I've done it on a lot of models. I like the look that I get. So that's it. This is my 69 Chevelle Wagon or Malibu Wagon. Oh, I'll just do the quick covering of this. So the chassis. Oh, I'm so pretentious. You can see there's a line right there. This chassis, I believe, yeah, it was 2 Chevelle chassis cut in half at different lengths and then folded, bonded together, because the wheelbase is a lot longer on the El Caminos and the wagons than it is on the Chevelles. So I had to stretch that chassis. I did do the interior tub that came with the resin body. My 68 Chevy Malibu Wagon stock Eliminator race car. This thing is so cool. I gotta get this one done. We're gonna wrap it up in 2025. It's on the list. I've got a list of about 3 must finish stalled projects. And this is since I found this is one of them. I've been searching for about 8 or 9 years for this thing. So you never know, man. When you're a nutbag like me, you never know what's in a box in a collection when you have tons of stalled projects. I bet you a lot of you guys can understand that. I know there's a lot of guys out there that you get an idea, you start working on it, and another idea comes, and we call those squirrels. And sometimes we put them away because we lose steam and get on something else, and it's a terrible, terrible, terrible habit. I'm trying to break that. That has been the biggest killer of all my projects. When I find an old project that's stalled, I just get really amped up to want to give it another shot. So I want to thank you all for watching. This just proves why we build model cars. Not because they're just stinking fun. Here's the producers.